Yo, welcome to my Premier League matchday predictions for the upcoming weekend. If you haven't seen my ones for this midweek, um, that's on my last release. Please like, share, and follow. Starting Saturday lunchtime, you've got Newcastle against Bournemouth. Bournemouth have been doing good for sure this season. We all know that. Newcastle, I think will have too much of them at home. So I think Bournemouth will give them a good game, don't get me wrong. But I think Newcastle might just have it. So 2-1 Newcastle. On to Brentford against Liverpool. Brentford are very good at home, generally. But after being dumped out of the FA Cup to Plymouth, they might be just not fully with it for this game. And Liverpool will just do enough to win the game. Okay, maybe a little bit more comfortable. So yeah, Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. On to Leicester against Fulham. Well, everyone would say this would be like 2-0 or 3-0 Fulham. But is that Leicester? Leicester must take some confidence from the FA Cup thumping of QPR. And I think that confidence will make it tougher for Fulham. And I know this is the Premier League, not the FA Cup, but, a win in a tournament, in any tournament other than the Premier League, and you're so short of confidence is important. So I'm going to say Leicester 1, Fulham 2. On to West Ham against Crystal Palace. I think the Graham Potter effect might start to kick in. Because I think West Ham know they need to win this home game against fellow struggling Palace. And a win might be asking for a bit too much yet. But a point would be still quite big, I guess. So I think it's going to be West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 2. On to Arsenal against Aston Villa. Looking at Aston Villa's home form, they've been pretty good this season. In fact, very good. Their away form has been alarming. I've tempted to say 3-0 Arsenal. But you cannot, with Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins, and so on, you cannot completely write off Villa scoring. So I'm going to say Arsenal 3, Aston Villa 1. On to Sunday, you start with Everton against Spurs. Well, it'll be the second game that David Moyes is in the dugout for Everton on his return. Spurs struggled at Tamworth in the FA Cup. Can we take anything away from that? No. I think Spurs will go stronger. I think they'll go full strength as they can, as strong as they can. And obviously, this is a very important game for them. Everton, however, would want to get the David Moyes era at Goodison Park off as positive as possible. So, I think they'll give Spurs a game. I don't think it'll be comfortable for Spurs by any means. So, therefore, I'm going to say Everton 1, Spurs 1. On to Man United against Brighton. Brighton winning 4-0 against Norwich in the FA Cup. Then obviously they got Ipswich. That's my previous predictions for this midweek. Man United, well, they look good against Liverpool, look good against Arsenal, but those are against top teams. Can they do it against a mid-table team? We're pushing to be among the European positions. I don't know. I think Brighton have got a good record at Old Trafford. And I think they need to really have that confidence, with their record at Old Trafford. I believe Brighton can nick it, but I'm going to stay safe and say Man United 2, Brighton 2. On to Nottingham Forest against Southampton. Look, Nottingham Forest already are, because they've been bloody good this season. And Southampton already are because they have been awful. They've been sinking as quick as the Titanic. Like as rapid in form and games and so on. So yeah, I have to say, Forest are going to walk this. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest 4, Southampton 0. On to Ipswich against Man City. Well, everyone who was aware of the FA Cup this weekend, and Man City beat Salford City of League 2 8-0. I think that's a kind of to give Man City a boost of confidence. But I think I think they went a bit too strong on Salford, to be honest. They could have picked a weaker, less experienced side and respected the FA Cup a bit more. So yeah, Ipswich, Portman Road. Well, they've got Brighton and Man City back to back at home. Very good stern tests if Ipswich want to be in the Premier League next season. I can't see them beating Brighton, and I can't see them beating Man City. So Ipswich 1, Man City 3. On to Monday Night Football for Chelsea against Wolves at the Bridge. I think at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea will have that home factor with the crowd and everything. I think Wolves will score a goal though. I think Chelsea will have too much of them. It won't be like the Morecambe result or whatever. But I'm going to say Chelsea 3, Wolves 1. Thanks for watching my Premier League predictions for this weekend. Hope you enjoyed them. Please again like, share and follow and predict your predictions. But for now, I'm out. Thanks, bye.